Afternoon guys, Raj Sanger here. Quick update on the Project 964 Turbo. We're back at Southam Bodies to see Greg. Got a phone call the other day and some pictures that he sent me, and it wasn't looking too good. Wings, a lot of rust. So I thought, you know what, I need to come here, have a look at the car, have a look at how bad the rust is, and work out what we need to do, and if we need replacement panels, replacement wings, I've been told, potentially. So it's not what I wanted to hear, but I've got to do it properly. So I'm here, let's have a look. Greg's going to take us through the car. I've already had a quick look at the wings, and to say I'm a bit upset is an understatement, but we'll go through it and then Greg can sort of give me an idea of what I need to do and what the options are. So Greg, it's over to you. Let's go through the car. Let me know what you found, let the audience know what you found, let me know what we need to do, and we'll have to decide on the best route forward.
Yeah, so it wasn't good news on some areas of the car. We found a few bits of rust. To be expected really in a car this age, but still a little bit disappointing. As you can see, took the wings off very carefully, and we've got some rust, surface rust underneath where the wings supported to the body and around the screen aperture. Over this side is the worst parts. There's rust on this inner wing where there's no protection from new, so it's obviously got worse over the years, and because you can't see it, you're not going to be able to notice it until you take the panel off. It's all repairable though. Cut it all out, fabricate it, weld it all up, and we'll treat it properly before the panel goes on, so it'll be better than it was out the factory. That's the whole idea, to correct all the bad bits on this car and make it better than it was, so it will last for years.
If I wasn't going with bare metal, would you have found all
this that? This is the whole reason why I do insist that we bare metal these cars, especially at this age now. It's not only to get rid of bad products that are on them that have been used on it before, because they'll cause you a problem. It's to highlight all the areas that will either have crash damage, bad welding and rust. So if we'd have left that wing on, we've never seen this, and it would have just got worse and worse over the years. You'd have ended up with water in the inside the car. So now if we bare metal it all, we'll put it all into an epoxy primer which seals it, and then all the fabrication will be done after that stage, and then all the filler work will be done where it needs it, and all the high build primers will be used on it, and all the water-based colours and good quality lacquers.
That's pretty bad, pretty gruesome. How much time is that going to add onto the project?
I would have said there's about a day's good work there to chop it all out, to fabricate.
Each side?
No, just that.
Okay.
To do it all, because it's a complicated shape. Okay. So it's the making of the bits, because you don't want to buy the part from Porsche because it'd be too expensive to buy a scuttle, to buy an inner wing. So you need to take all the measurements, fabricate it, fold it, cut it all out, make sure it fits properly. You've got to put the wing back on, make sure all the gaps are going to be right before you even touch it with the welder. As soon as it's welded, that's where it's staying. You don't want to put the wing on later on and it not fit, and then you have to come back and adjust things and file things and hammer things about. It's not the way to do it. So yeah, the other side maybe 2 or 3 hours making the panel, a couple of hours welding in. It's quite important around the screen, because I've seen screens pop out where it hasn't been welded properly.
Are we talking around this area here?
It's quite a common area.
Lower section of the screen.
They're renowned for it. 964s are renowned for this area of rust. So obviously it's a complicated shape. Again, we don't want to buy the panel from Porsche just to chop a little piece out of it. So that'll all be handmade, cut out, trial fitted, wing back on, put all the gaskets back in to make sure all bolts are fine, take it all apart and then start the preparation for primer and paint.
And any other major areas of concern on the actual bodywork of the car?
Well, we haven't bare metaled the body because I wanted you to see it just taken apart.
Okay.
So maybe more stuff might be highlighted when we bare metal the quarters and the roof, more the scuttle.
Okay.
To me it looks alright, but you never know. I've checked inside the inner quarters and they don't look like they're too bad, so I'm hoping we're not going to see any more surprises. The rear screen's out, and I see definitely a problem now. If there was one, and there's not. It looks really good.
And obviously the body panels.
Yeah, we're replacing the front bumper.
Yeah, I've got you a new front bumper.
Yeah, so it's having a new front bumper. The rear bumper looks okay. It's had previous repairs done on it. It's got some bad paint, some runs and stuff down here, which is not too good. But I've looked at the back of the bumper. There's no plastic welding being done. It doesn't look like there's any filler in it. So again, we'll strip all the paint off that back to plastic.
Okay.
It'll all come off because we want all the old products off, and we want to use all the new products, all the new technology on this car. That's available now.
Good.
So it looks good. Engine lid looks good, inside and out. You know, quite pleased with those. Obviously the wings.
The wings obviously.
Yeah, was a bad point as well. It's just not been treated properly from factory. The wings hadn't been off the car before.
So these are the original wings that were on the car?
Yeah, these are the
from
original wings.
1993?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I suppose if anything that's a good sign the car's not had any accident damage.
Yeah, it's a good indication. No damage. These have had previous welding done on the wings where they normally go, but that's been done on the car. So obviously when we removed the car, it highlighted all this mounting frame here. It's very bad.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's quite
breaking apart in your hands.
And I'm sure that if we bare metal this, you'd have the problem further out as well. And that's an important part of the wing, the mounting point. So it might be a good idea to not cut all that out and spend days welding all that on. Use that time on the car to prep it and get a new panel. That's what I would do if it was my own car. I would replace a bolt-on panel.
Yeah, so we're going to have to look at 2 new wings.
Yeah, 2 new wings. They're not too bad. Badly priced, I don't think. You know.
Potentially sell these on to maybe somebody else.
Yeah, I mean that
as they are.
It can be repaired, but I don't want anything letting this car down at a later date. You know, and if we can take the problem away from the car, that is the best way to do the job.
Okay. And finally, the turbo spoiler.
Yeah, again, this is a fibre spoiler, plastic.
Doesn't look in bad shape to be fair.
No, it doesn't. It's just again the mounting points, obviously with C screws. Some would have broken a few mounting points off it previously, and I struggled to get a few out as well. Even using penetrating oil and a lot of care, it's too fragile.
Sure.
So again, it might be worth replacing this part, so there's not a problem later on.
Okay, we'll look at that. Okay. A lot to take in. I wasn't expecting all of this. I knew there were a few issues with the car, but I wasn't expecting all of these. So it's a lot to take in. I think first and foremost we're going to have to price up 2 new wings from Porsche, then look at the rear spoiler, go from there. Obviously we've got the front bumper, you've already got that.
Yeah.
I suppose it has to be done, really.
Yeah, I think it's a good car. It's still a good car, and it wouldn't put me off. You know, it's well worth doing the job properly. The car's high value. It's not worth cutting any corners at all. Anything that might cause you a problem, just eliminate that by doing it properly. A lot of people would spend a lot of time repairing that, but when Raj is actually paying for it out of his pocket, it's like, do you spend 20 hours repairing something, or do you replace them? part and sell the old part on. It's definitely cost effective to do it that way, I think, to replace the part.
I think for future value and potentially if I'm looking to sell the car at some stage, it's better to have the history and all the paperwork
or documented,
the original OEM stock Porsche rings replaced, and we're not going to have, or the next owner's not going to have the issues that I've now seen. You know, okay, ultimately 28 years old, so 28 years worth of issues.
It's done well.
Years of issues. It's done well. Okay, so we'll wrap this one up. That's a lot to take in. I'm a little bit shocked to see how bad the wings are and see how bad the front is, but ultimately there's no accident damage, it's just wear and tear. 28 years of age. Hasn't fared well on the front end of this car. The back end looks doesn't look too bad, but the front end's not dead as well. It is what it is. You know, I'll save on man hours, I suppose.
Definitely.
Well, I love to spend a little bit more on some parts. It's fine, it swings in roundabouts. I'll have the old wings and you can sell them on eBay.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
There's always somebody who needs some spare parts. So, I'm going to wrap it up there. A lot to take in. Thanks for your time, Greg.
No problem.
We'll have another update soon. Potentially when it's bare metal.
I want to bare metal the car, and then that'll highlight everything else left.
Right. So we'll come back probably in a few weeks with the car's bare metal. We'll bring up the new panels then. We'll discuss with Greg anything else he's found with the car, what the next stage is, when it's going to go to paint. Appreciate your time. As always, like, subscribe, comment below. Any questions? There's going to be, obviously, at the end of the video, we'll put Greg's details down, Southam Bodies. He's the man. I've used him numerous times. I'm going to continue to use him, and you can see why I use him, because his knowledge is just second to none. Thanks for your time again, and see you soon.